Hi, my friends. Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, a big welcome back. I'm glad you guys are here for another episode. And I'm going to quickly turn on my timer. There we go. It'll keep me honest. I hope you have a cozy or refreshing beverage to sip on. Well, hopefully you're creating as well. And hopefully you'll hear me a little bit better. I feel like my microphone was too close to my face the last time I recorded. It sounded like I was yelling into it a little bit, I think. So it's constantly a learning curve with these microphones. I actually have 2 finished objects today, but I'm only going to be able to talk about one. But first of all, we'll talk about our shop update end of things. So I did want to let you know, unfortunately this will be recorded beforehand, but the last day for the sale was this Friday, so that's tomorrow. For the Memorial Day sale, if you were able to partake, I hope if you wanted to, you were able to, and if you missed out, sorry about that. Definitely sign up for that newsletter. That's the best way to find out about these deals and discounts that I offer once in a while. I don't offer them often, but they are really fun when I do. Okay, so shop update end of things. I do have that Dorset horn, or I keep calling it Dorset horned Dorset. I don't think there's really a wrong way to say it, but horned Dorset. So this is actually what it looks like. It's all packaged properly now. So you can see that. I spent some time on this packaging. I'm very proud of it. I think it's cozy. I used some beautiful wool string to tie it off. And you also see that it does note on there that there is lanolin, that it contains lanolin. I wanted to make sure that I state that because most of my bats do contain lanolin. And it's very important because I guess some people do have sensitivities to lanolin. So if you do, that's something to note. But yeah, it's part of the hand spinning collection. I'm really excited. I'm currently working on another fleece. I currently am also cleaning another fleece for adding to the hand spinning collection. So I'm very excited. Unlike many collections, it's something that takes time and will constantly be being added to, which I really love because, you know, if you want to get a certain one, then by all means grab what you can. But if you want to grab a little of a different one and make something really truly unique, that would be super fun. They're all 100-gram bats. As I mentioned in the other video, most of all my bats are actually consist of like 2 bats put together because they just don't fit on my drum carder. So I have to combine them to get 100 grams. So a couple of the horned Dorset though are actually, and I would say the majority are all 3 bats. So it's like a bat, like 2 bats and a very thin bat, just because I could not fit it on the drum carder. And I wanted to get all the passes and get it processed the best that I can. They do contain a little veggie matter, which is part of the character of hand processed and, well, frankly, working with semi-raw wool. It's processed, so it's not like fresh off the sheep, but because it contains lanolin, it's super moisturizing and soft and quite beautiful. So if you've never worked with horned Dorset, I definitely recommend giving it a shot. I'm super excited. I did keep some aside for myself to spin, and so I'll be working on that soon because I actually just got something off of the bobbin, which is very exciting. So I'll show you that here in a second too. Okay. So that's the shop update for that. The other kind of, it's not really shop update per se at the moment, because at the moment I'm being a little bit selfish with it. So our sheep have been shorn and I am currently working on washing those fleeces as well. So I just finished washing Anita's fleece last weekend. Currently, Lady's fleece has been soaking in the Swint bath, and I will be processing half of it tonight doing the washing. I think I can get, because usually I do about 2 to 3 scour washes with the scouring solution that I use. And then, yeah, I'm finding that to be a better method. Before I was doing just lots and lots of rinsing, but I like the scoured method a little bit better. I just think it gives it a little, it takes a little of the lanolin out, depending on how much lanolin is in it. But before I keep blabbering, because I will run out of time eventually, I only get 30 minutes and not even that. This is Amanita's beautiful wool in a bat. This is about 50 grams of Amanita floof. As you can see, there is a little veggie matter in there. I put it on there. I put it on the drum carder one pass, you guys. This is only one pass. Her wool is beautiful. Her wool is long. I want to say it's around 7 inches, and then it can go up from there, and it can go a little bit down from there, but the majority is about 7 inches, so it's got some serious staple length to it. Absolutely beautiful. We're really excited to try working with this. I don't know if this will capture it. I hope it will. I'm going to try to move it slowly so you can see it, but there is some beautiful sheen to this. It is super lustrous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I don't know if people tend to talk about that when they talk about Shetlands. Shetlands are a primitive breed, and many times I don't think it's focused on that. Shetlands can be quite lustrous, and I mean, I feel like they rank right up there with the lustrous long wools. So it does depend. Obviously, this is a lamb fleece, so this is her first fleece, which is always the softest and most beautiful when it comes to variety of color and everything. So you do have to keep that in mind as well. But I have to say, I'm quite, oh gosh, I'm so taken with it. When I watched this and when I carded it up, I was just like, my eyes were starting to tear up. It is absolutely beautiful. And this is my first year raising sheep, and this is our first year processing the sheep wool. After a year of feeding them and taking care of them, and then having this beautiful wool to work with, it's extremely rewarding, and I can see why those that do it, other than the obvious wonderful characters that the little sheep are, because they are characters. Okay, as I mentioned, I finished objects. So the first one I can't show you because it's the test knit that I was doing. It is done, and I'm excited. It is a sweater, I can tell you that much. She's basically coming to the end of her, like, I guess it's called a test. It's not test knitting per se. It kind of is, though. It really kind of is. And I'm waiting just to get the go ahead that I can share. So once I can share, I will definitely share with you guys. I will say I should have gone a size up. I am not quite sure how that happened, but it doesn't quite fit me right compared to how I thought it would fit. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if her measurements were quite right or what, but it's just one of those things. You could share that information. I'm pretty sure my gauge is correct. So it's just one of those things that'll be helpful for her. That's why they do these things. So either I will get in better shape and it will fit me better, or I might end up selling it. I don't know. We'll see. I will also say it is a cashmere sweater, so it's quite beautiful and very luxurious. So it's one of those things that I want to have fit me, but we will see. Because at the moment, it's a little too much. It's too fitted. It's kind of not necessarily negative ease, but it doesn't really have a lot of positive ease, if I want to put it that way. It should have more positive ease. So there you go. Learning curve. And then I've got this one. My framed sweater. You guys, I finished it. You can't see it very well because this wonderful camera is quite zoomed in. So I'm going to stand up and hopefully you'll be able to see this. At least semi-see it. I will try to take some nice photos to put on Ravelry because I'm really awful about doing that, but I'm going to try really hard to. So this is my Multifarious Nature Cherry Hill colorway, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite red. If you love it too, let me know, because I do want to dye this up again. I think this was from my fall colorways last year in 2024. And then I have my hand spun, which is CVM. That's the gray color, and it is extremely soft. You should have seen this before I blocked it. I mean, if you look at my past video, you can kind of see it. It's amazing, the power of blocking, you guys. It's absolutely amazing how much it like evens out the fabric, especially with color work. So this is stranded color work, and by blocking this, you really see the beautiful quilted pattern. It looks so gorgeous. Yeah, and then this is Stonehenge Fiber Mills colorway, and there's multiple colorways. And Stonehenge Fiber Mill Crazy Yarn is every single skein is unique, so that's kind of a cool thing. So if you want to get their Crazy Yarn, I think you can only buy it through their website now, which is Stonehenge Fiber Mill, and or if you go like to a show that they're doing. I know they go to Michigan Fiber Festival. I know they go to other ones. I think they might be going to Rhinebeck this year. So if you go to Rhinebeck, check it out. I've not been able to go to Rhinebeck ever. I think it would be fun to go at least once. However, I am so grateful for Michigan Fiber Festival. It is a semi-local to me festival. I can go there, and it takes me less than like an hour to get there. So I can go there, spend the day, and go back the next day if I want. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful because I know not everybody has that. Not everybody has access to fiber festivals like that. So I love that. And someday it is on my goals. I'm going to put this out in the world. And I know I talked about it in the past, but it's a goal of mine at some point to attend Michigan Fiber Festival. I have not applied, but one year here, I would really like to do that. I just love going in general, so it's hard for me to vend at it, but I would love to do that some year. So it's a goal of mine as well. I have to get my inventory up to do that. That's my understanding. All right, so works in progress. So I've got my finished object, which I really enjoyed. I have to say, I knit it. I should finish talking about this first. I did knit it to pattern. I did the entire, there's 2 repeats of the sleeve, and then I did it, and it's like half a repeat, I think. And I did that entire thing, and so it's like perfect length. It's bracelet length for me, which this is like my go-to length for sleeves. It's really versatile. We'll see how long it works that I can wear this, because it's about 70, it's a little under 70 degrees Fahrenheit here in Michigan today. So this is quite a cozy sweater. So I might end up getting toasty and have to take it off. But I just wanted to show you guys, I'm very proud of it. I love how it turned out. And this is kind of a fun example because I know not everybody can purchase the, what is the brand? I can't think of the name of it. It's the other one that is actually recommended and called for in the pattern. If I had the pattern here next to me, I could tell you. But it actually usually fades and there's a little more color cohesiveness going on. But it's a rather expensive yarn. The value's there, but it's expensive. So not a lot of people, including myself, can afford to buy that, like a sweater's quantity of that type of yarn. But this one is much more affordable. I think it used to be less, but I think it's about $16 a skein. It used to be $16 a skein. It might be more now. But that's a big difference when you're looking at others, that other brand that she recommends that I cannot think of the name of, and I'm sure some people are yelling at me, but like what it is. But that brand, I want to say, runs around $44 a skein. So there's definitely a cost comparison there. I'm sure both are decent quality, both are beautiful. But some people just cannot afford that much. And I am one of those people that to buy that would be a very luxurious buy for myself. So this was luxurious as well, but the cost was much more something I could afford. So I highly recommend Crazy Yarn. It makes it more of like a scrappy quilt is what it looks like to me. And I love it. It's so cozy and comfy. And this would definitely be a good go-to like sweatshirt sweater for me. I love the collar. As you can see, it's not like, I don't feel claustrophobic. It's not tight around my neck. This is my merino alpaca blend. So it's 20% superwash merino, or 20% superfine alpaca, 60% superwash merino, and then 20% nylon. And it's super, super, super soft, and it's beautiful. So I love that. It's very cozy, and I'm holding that double because that was fingering weight. And this is kind of, I think it's considered a DK or sport weight sweater, but I did hand spun, so it's a little bit all over the place, but it fits great. It fits so, so well. It's super comfy. It's not tight. It has the perfect positive ease. So definitely recommend the sweater. It's the framed sweater by Andrea Mowry of Dre Renee Knits. And if you're looking for a super fun pattern, it was her Rhinebeck sweater. I think it was from last year. Yeah, so much fun. I love her Rhinebeck sweaters. I do not partake in all of them, but I have knit another one from a couple years prior. I think it was the Alpine Glow sweater. I did that one. So it's a lot of fun. I don't usually finish them in the time frame that other people do, but I don't go to Rhinebeck, so it's just fun to knit along with people sometimes. And I love her sweaters. And that's the thing for me. It's I really have to want to make the item and want to wear it. All right, now we'll get into the works in progress. And I only knit on one other thing. And I'll give you guys a hint as to what that is. I do have a couple stash acquisitions I could talk about here briefly. But first, we'll talk about work in progress. And I'm going to keep a watch on my timer here because I am running out of time. I can't talk like I used to. All right. So I am mid-row, naturally, as it would be. This is my Melly Knit True North Advent from 2024. So beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. It is wool from each province of Canada. So it's really cool. And I got to hand spin it. So it's all hand spun. And I absolutely love it. And I think I talked about this one. So let's see. 6. It's day 6. Maybe I didn't talk about it yet. I thought I'd be more on top of it today, but I don't know. I think I talked about it. Maybe I didn't too. Uh-oh. Did I lose my card? I hope not. It's probably buried in here somewhere. Naturally. Oh, here it is. Day 6. So this is a British Columbia wool. It is a BFL Shetland. Libby, the BFL Shetland. I can't remember if I talked about that. I don't think I did. And that is this beautiful cream color, which it really is a cream color. Let me see if I can find my little ball here. Here we go. She is just tangled up in everything. Oh boy. Here we go. This is Libby. BFL Shetland. Beautiful. A pleasure and a half to spin, let me tell you. Shetland. I'm really excited to spin up the girls' fleeces because if it's anything like any of the other Shetlands I have ever spun, this one was such a pleasure to spin. So I'm working on some kind of lacework section at the moment. This is the Fascination shawl by Ruby and Rose's Yarn Designs, or Ruby and Rose Designs is her designs name. And it's the Fascination shawl. So it's a lot of fun. There's just a lot going on. And so it constantly keeps you fascinated. You keep wanting to knit on it. And it's really, really fun. And it's just so beautiful. I'm trying to move my face so you guys can really see some of the neat texture going on here. And the beautiful color and halo. It's really fun. So I would recommend the pattern at the moment. I haven't finished it, of course, but I will say that I am quite enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. So that's that so far. I still have pages to do. So it's going to be a big shawl. I'm really loving it. Again, I have 13 colorways. That's only day 6 out of 13. So I am, I guess, a little over halfway through it, which is super fun because, yeah, it's cruising along, and working with each color is so much fun. And again, it's hand spun. And if you haven't ever worked with hand spun, if you don't hand spin, you should try it. And you don't have to have a wheel. You could definitely do a drop spindle or a supported spindle. Those are other ways of spinning. Or I guess it's spinning, twisting yarn to make, or twisting wool to make yarn. So that's a really accessible way to do it. That's how I started. I got a drop spindle that was a Turkish spindle, but it just was not for me. I mean, I still have it. I just do not like that process very much. And I knew that more of a production way of spinning with a wheel would be up my alley. So I'm so grateful for my ladybug. That was quite the investment. I got a shock ladybug, and I love that thing. I use her all the time. I just finished spinning up my braid from Hens and Chicks yarn, or Hens and Chicks fibers. I'm gonna grab that because I want to show you that was a work in progress. It's not been washed yet. So here she is in all her glory. I still have to count my yardage. Like, I literally just pulled this bad boy off of the wheel yesterday. So I'm really excited because that was a goal. I needed to get that off of the wheel so that I could work with some of my other wool that I've been processing to show you guys. So this is what it looks like so far. I haven't scanned it up, so seeing it in skein form will be really beautiful as well. But I think it turned out so beautiful. So I basically took the entire braid and, in essence, divided it in half lengthwise. And but I did it differently than that. So I broke it into 4 sections, and then I've divided those 4 sections in half just because that's more manageable. And then I spun them as 2 singles, basically the half, if that makes sense. So if you took the entire braid, split it down the middle, and then I spun up one and spun up the other in the same direction. So that way, hopefully, it would be not too much barber pulling. There's still some barber pulling, of course, because that's inevitable. But I think it's really beautiful, and I think this would be a really nice color for something like the sweater, actually. I feel like this would be really beautiful. However, I would need more than one skein to do that. But I do think this would be really, really pretty doing the color work section, like the contrast color on the sweater. So yes, I love it, love it, love it. It's so beautiful. It's a BFL silk blend, and it was such a pleasure to spin. I did long draw. Supported long draw is my favorite way of spinning. I started like worsted spun, and I started doing long draw, which is more woolen spun prep. That's just my default now. That's my favorite way of spinning. But I just love how it turned out. I hope you guys do too. Isn't that so pretty? Let me see if I cover my eyes, maybe it will focus in on it. So pretty. Lovely color. So excited to see my yardage on that. And I actually spun just a touch too much to actually, it wasn't completely in half. It's really hard to do that. So there's always like a little extra when you ply it. It's 2-ply. So I'm basically just going to have to use that little bit, and I will probably just knit with that first, or use that as a little remnant and do like a fun fade or something, who knows. But I want to count the yardage on this, and that's one of my other things on my list today to do, is count my yardage. So that's exciting, and get that like washed and thwacked and all that good stuff. So it's ready to work with. And man, I got 6 minutes left. I better wrap this up. See, I'm a chitter chatter today. I tell you what. Life update. I'm trying to think of what else life update oriented. We talked about, I've been looking into the RAM end of things. That's a whole thing. For fall. So in October, having a RAM. Trying to figure that all out, because we're not really set up to have a RAM year round, because we don't have a separate quarters for them, but we could do like a rent-a-ram situation. That's a whole thing. So we've been looking into that, and by we, my husband's helping a little, but this is definitely more my endeavor, so I've been looking into that quite a bit. Oh, I wanted to talk about this. So unfortunately, this is going to be a short stint here, because I literally have 5 minutes to wrap this up. Unfortunately, Miss Serena of Wild in the Woods is closing up shop at the moment with her hand-dyed yarn and hand-dyed wool, which is a bummer. She does a beautiful job, nice moody colors. I am in her wheelhouse, and she is out of Canada, and this is so beautiful. So I ordered just a couple little items from her. So she sent this with these little charm here, and she has just a little bit left. She doesn't have a lot left because she's running out now, but she does have a few items left. This is Night Garden. It's beautiful. Worsted weight. I wanted to find something I can make, maybe some mittens or a hat as a gift. I think that would be really nice. And then this one is Meadow Flowers. These are all 100% Canadian wool, hand dyed by her, and they are non-superwash. Just beautiful. So I've got those two, and then last but not least, oh man, I'm under the wire. I got two different colors. I'm not taking them out of the wrapping, and I know that's going to offset the color a little bit, but this is extremely convenient for storage. If anyone's worked with unspun yarn roving, you'll understand. Look how thin that is. So this is about 200 grams of wool. Her cakes are massive, and it is Canadian wool, and it's quite the blend. And yeah, so I got two of the dark or light gray. I think it's light gray, and that is again 200 grams. So I have 400 grams worth of that. Woo! I gotta talk really fast. And then 400 grams of her white color. So there's the comparison if you want to be able to see that. Really, really nice, and you know, a little bit pricey in essence, but you do get 200 grams worth, so the price is there, the value is there, and it is the Canadian price. So if you are fortunate to live in a country where your cost for your dollar, like the US dollar versus Canadian, it is more cost effective for me, so I'm really grateful for that. And I was so grateful to be able to support her and pick up a few of her remaining inventory. And that's four. That's like about the thickness of one cake of this when it's opened. So to store this is so much better. So I've got about 2 minutes. I'm going to have to wrap it up. Sorry. Talk through that really fast. But if you wanted to try to support her in any way, definitely go on over to her page. She's still going to be posting like fun videos and such about where she lives. She lives on an island in Canada, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So highly recommend following her on YouTube. She would be another relaxing channel if you're looking for something relaxing. But yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you're doing well. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and or had a wonderful week. I forget this goes live on Saturdays. I hope you had a wonderful week, and I hope you have a wonderful week going forward. I hope you're happy, healthy, and I hope you're making, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care. Bye.